Hey guys, welcome back to perhaps the most insane game I've had in Cit 17 so far. I wanted to test the limits of Cho'Gath and ended up getting the perfect game for it. Our god option is Yasuo, which means we might get the HP stacking option, so it's already looking pretty solid. I got the early Cho'Gath with the Rek'Sai, so we unlocked Brawler. This time around, I wanted to try something different than going for the usual Darkstar that gives him the opportunity to execute. I wanted to go for Timebreaker so that we could get the chance to reroll faster or save up XP for when we finally do hit Cho 3-star. For augments, we were looking for something HP stacking, but we got nothing interesting, so we do opt for the Forge, which turned out to be exactly what we needed to make this game go crazy. Talisman doubles your HP if you manage to survive for the first 22 seconds. It also gives you a 120% damage buff, so going for 6 brawlers and a massive Cho should make sure we're able to stall for him to become huge. We get to see it in action here in the first fight. However, I am misplacing my Cho a bit. He's taking too much damage this way and isn't able to hard carry by the end of the fight before dying. For the next couple of rounds, he doesn't even live to the last 8 seconds of the fight, so after the carousel I do manage to make some position adjustments that makes it easier for him to survive. Luckily, Israel managed to clutch this one around. For the carousel, we do get the dream scenario. Yasuo's HP stacking Hex is ours, and we're on the way to creating a new god unit. So we place the HP stacking on Cho'Gath, and we do create a Guinsoo's Rageblade to put on Israel. He's going to be our backline this game, and the more he will cast, the more damage he will do on later on in the game. And also, since our fights will go so long because of the Talisman and Brawler build-up, Guinsoo should just help out quite a lot in this game. We do just miss a Pantheon at the moment for the Timebreaker bonus, and the earlier you can get this trait in, the more you can reroll, and it just makes the combo better, and also the XP stacking helps out for when you finally hit Cho 3 and can move on. But now you'll see I do position differently this time around, and Cho actually manages to survive now, which gives him a better option to feast and become more large. Crazy how he's already carrying this art. So, at Crux we actually do get a Gargoyle Stone Plate, and we also manage to get a Warmox Armor if I'm not mistaken. We do get another Cho pair, and for the next round we also get another one. So at the moment we're sitting at 4 copies with perfect items for Cho'Gath. The game is looking quite solid already. Cho's already at 3.8k HP, and that is even before the Talisman procs. He's now sitting at 9.9. So for the second augment we do go for team building, and we try to hit Cho 3-star a little bit earlier. We do field in Rek'Sai for 4 Brawler, and that gives our Brawlers an extra 20% max HP, so a total of 40%, sitting at 2 Duplicators already and getting another one in like 5 rounds, I think it is. Yeah, we do get a Maokai 2 and an Urgot 2 with a Rek'Sai 2 as well, so we have all of our upgrades. We're just missing that Pantheon at the moment. I was considering buying this Gragas as well, but I kind of didn't want to go below 50 to make sure that I still have econ, but I do think it's better to just buy him and miss out on that 1 gold. So Cho's now at 12k HP, almost 13 with the Talisman proc. This is just already insane, and he's doing 1.5k before overtime, and in overtime he's doing 3.3k. So 9k damage in total. He's just unkillable at the moment. We do get another Ezreal pair, which helps out with the backline damage. We do find Pantheon finally, who will put in time breakers, so that if we actually end up losing, which I don't think we will, a lot of the time at least, we will be receiving 2 extra rerolls. And however, if we do win, we do get some stacking HP that we can decide when to proc. This is just insane. Like, look at him go. He is eating everyone. Like, this unit is just not fair. Almost 14k HP and almost 14k damage as a 2-star unit. For the second carousel, we do go with Kale, and the reason being that the Hex of Yas doesn't seem too good in my opinion, and also because we only want 2 hexes for Yasuo's boom, since we basically just want to upgrade Cho's Hex and earn gold. So the extra item goes hard at the moment, since we can use the Bloodthirster for Master Yi later on. He just barely dies here. Like, I can't even believe it's a millisecond before going up. So we do lose our win streak here. So we do manage to find Path 2-star and are now only missing 1 more Cho'Gath in order to get him to 3-star by 4-1, I do believe. Or maybe it's 4-2. Cho is now sitting at 15k HP, and you can see that his HP doesn't even go down, like, at all. Ezreal is our secondary highest carry, actually doing 3k, which is quite decent, sitting at only 1 item. So here we do get a Titan's Vow that will be really good for when we get Master Yi in, but for now it can for sure be used on either Ezreal or Urgot. We do find the last Cho'Gath, and now we're just missing 1 more dub, which we will get apparently at 4-2. Which also means that now we can just go level 6, we can start leveling up, and we can start fielding in more units to make sure that Cho actually gets to live the first 22 seconds of team fights, to ensure that his Talisman actually procs. So for our last augment, we will be going with Swordsmith, simply because we can either put items on Yi, on Ezreal, or on Urgot. And I think just having a secondary carry is a lot more valuable at the moment, especially if we ended up getting items for Ezreal, but it looks like we're getting items for Yi instead, with a gunblade that can be used on Ezreal. So we do use our dubs to land the Cho 3-star. He's sitting at 8.5k and having 20k with the Talisman proc. This is just insane. $36k damage by 4-2 is just not fair at all. And this is a one cost, guys. Like, it's so insane. So we do find a field in the last brawler, which is Rek'Sai, and we finally get 6 brawlers in, which means he now has a 60% bonus HP. This means he is now sitting at 9.4k and goes all the way up to 28k with the Talisman proc. Like, this is crazy, and he will just keep on scaling. He's only getting bigger from this point on. So for the final carousel, we do go with Yasuo for the extra 50% hex buff later on with his boon. So Cho will get an extra 15% HP instead of 10%, and an extra 45 HP per round instead of 30. This will be valuable later on, especially with all this bonus HP stacking. We do also find Master Yi here, so now we're just missing another level to be able to field him for more Raider and Psionic. And yeah, at the moment we're basically just saving up money to go level 8, where we want to find Field and Tam Kinch, and yeah, I think Tam goes in over Rek'Sai and Yi goes in as the extra unit, so that we get more Raider and Psionic. I'm not really sure if this is the best way to play this comp, however, it does seem like you need a stronger backline since the front line is basically unkillable. I do think Israel is actually a decent unit to have as a backline, since he also scales with Cho'Gath, if you're able to make sure that you're winning out early on. So yeah, Cho is at 32k HP now. He almost died this round, but it is extremely difficult for them to kill him before the 22-second mark. Make it quick. So here we do get the extra 12 gold. We're able to level up to level 8. We do field in Yi, and now we're just looking for Tam Kinch basically. We shift the items from Urgot over to Master Yi, and we do get Psionic, which is a drone uplink, not really useful for many of my champions, since not a lot of them are AP. I do think we will place this on Tam Kinch later on. And we're also stuck with a Archangel Staff. So I think here you will see me shift the item from Urgot and place the Archangels on Tam Kinch as well. Yeah. Kinch's damage and healing scales with AP, so I think it's just the most value I'm able to get at the moment. I do feel like the fights are going pretty solid in our favor at the moment. However, this fight in particular didn't go too well. As you see, Cho'Gath died right before the 8-second mark, and I was actually confused as hell because I wasn't able to see his HP bar. So I didn't really even notice that he died, and I was just asking in chat afterwards, like, what happened with Cho? So at the moment we're rolling down, we're trying to see if we can hit Kinch too, and we do. We also find an extra 2 pairs of him, which makes me think that maybe we should just stay on 8 and actually try and roll down for Tam Kinch 3-star, since he is uncontested at the moment, and I don't think we'll gain much from going level 9. Also, if I manage to position properly, I do think Cho will survive each round and actually manage to finish every round off. As you see here, he is doing 15k HP, 15k damage with 36,000 HP. So far, he's eaten up 2,700 extra HP from his ability passive, and that gets an extra 15% actually from the Yasuo's Hex, and also an extra 60% from Brawler, and an extra 100% from the Talisman. So it just goes crazy with every nom. He's now closing in on 40k HP with 54k damage this round. Like, this is so insane. He's, in my opinion, way stronger than any 4-cost 3-star. And I think even if we manage to hit Tahm Kench or Yi later on, you will see that Cho is still more useful. We did manage to land 6 copies of Tahm Kench at the moment, and we're stuck at 4 pieces of E. Cho's now at 42k HP, doing 15k damage, and it basically just... it comes down to how long he needs to survive in the overtime, depending on how much damage he does. So, sitting at 77 gold, we will do a roll down now until about 50 goldish, trying to see if we can land more pieces.
This was our world first.
We did find another copy of Yi, but unluckily not a whole lot of Tahm Kenches. So he is now at 45k HP, just consequently doing 25 plus k damage each round. Like, I don't see us losing this in any way whatsoever. He is actually doing 10k damage on the sideline, so he is doing a lot for the team comp. If the tanks manage to hold, at least. We're still basically rolling down, looking for some extra copies of E or Kench. Now sitting at 6 pieces of E, and still looking for that Kench. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Cho was basically like twice the size of Ultra Rig.
By force of will.
I noticed a bit late that I had a chest on my bench, so we do go for Cho'Gath here because any other unit than Cho'Gath is just useless. And he actually manages to die this time around before hitting the last 8 seconds of the fight. So his Talisman didn't get to proc, and we do end up losing this one. Tahm Kench here is just spitting out a full-on Thieves' Gloves. Like, what the fuck? This is more than he's giving me throughout the entirety of Season 16. So Cho is now sitting at 16,000 HP, and with the Talisman proc we're just about to cross 50k. He's doing 6.8k damage with every nom before overtime. Like within overtime he's doing 9k. This is just ridiculous, man. Doing 54k damage, he is just on god level at the moment. He solo tanked the entire team for roughly half a minute, and he almost only lost like 50% of his HP. It also just seems like he's stacking exponentially, which means he just gets more HP the faster it grows. Like every time he noms, that goes up by 15%, then 60%, then 100% with the Talisman. Like he takes up half the space of my board. So here we just go for Warmock's Hammer. We want to make the rest of our front line a bit more tanky, so he doesn't have to solo tank. He's almost at 19k HP right now. Going all the way up to 56k HP. I think he's gaining like 2 to 3k HP around at the moment. All the way up to 57 now. So here Kench blesses us with another little orb. This time around we didn't get a Thief's Gloves, but we did get around 10 gold. Here I'm actually thinking this guy might just surrender, and I won't get to stack up HP for Cho'Gath. So I do place my front line in the back, so that Cho'Gath will get targeted, and perhaps he will die before the 8-second mark. I want to give this guy a little bit of hope that he can actually win, so that I do manage to see how far we can actually get with the HP bar. And he dies right before 8 seconds. Not too bad of a loss. I still think I have like 2 lives left, depending on if I can get a healthy loss. We do find another Kench here, and now we're sitting at 8 Tahm Kenches. However, I don't want to spend my gold yet. I do want to see if we can actually manage to get Cho'Gath to gain a little bit more HP before we just finish him off. So here we go for Even Shroud to try and gain a little bit more damage for Urga, D, and even Israel. So I think he has 2 lives left, and this is probably the last roll down of the game. So we're looking for Tahm Kench, and we're looking for Yi. We probably have 2 fights left, and we might as well see if we can fit in a 4-cost 3-star. Cho is sitting at 20k, going all the way up to 61k now. Like, he's alone versus 5 units at the moment. Doing 11,000 damage with noms. He just did 75k damage basically. So, the last roll down before we end this fight. We do get another Yi, sitting at 8 Yis and 8 Kenches. Just 1 more missing of each. And we did make it. Cho is sitting at just below 67,000 HP, doing 42k damage. The last roll down, Tahm Kench gives us 20 gold. So Cho is sitting at 23k pre-Talisman, and sadly he actually ends up dying here, but what a game. Go try it out for yourselves. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and sub to stay tuned for more, and I'll see you again next time.